years of trying, 20 years of frustration. Dale Earnhardt will come to the caution flag to win the Daytona 500. Finally.
Third-generation star Dale Earnhardt Jr. brings him to the flag. Checkered flag waving. It's over. It's Earnhardt.
He's going to do it. He's going to win the race and the NASCAR Sprint Cup Championship. California's Kevin Harvick does it.
You are the 2014 Sprint Cup champion.
The 24-year-old from Dawsonville, Georgia, is about to join his father, Awesome Bill, in elite company. Chase Elliott is a NASCAR Cup Series champion.
Ah! Ring that sign, boys! Yeah!
And the 1991 winner of the Daytona 500 is Ernie Irvan, the Morgan McClure Chevrolet.
The Morgan McClure Chevrolet honk.
Honk. You just had to beat me to it, didn't you?
Ladies and gentlemen, Clean Air Show, episode 17. The EchoPark Automotive Grand Prix at Circuit of the Americas is later this afternoon. What is it, 3:30 on Main Fox, or is it on FS1?
I believe it's Main Fox today.
Main Fox today. Main Fox today. We're fresh off of Atlanta last week.
Correct. Fox, green flag, 3:49 p.m.
No, Jesus. So why not just make it 4 o'clock?
I don't know.
Anyway, we're here. I'm AJ. We got Phil here.
I'm kind of excited. I think this new track layout is like watching highlights from the Xfinity race yesterday. I didn't actually get to watch it because I was at work, but like watching highlights of it, it looked like there was a lot of bumpers being used. AJ Allmendinger's car was clean used up after 12 laps.
It was pretty racy yesterday. I mean, look at Zilich's car after they won, or after he won.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
I
he had
enjoyed
a
it yesterday.
couple off-track incidents. He had that one with Allgaier. He had another one. I think he had like 3 different times that he screwed up and still came back.
Yeah. And very apologetic afterwards too towards the people he hit, which you don't normally see when a guy ends up winning the race. Like it's just, oh, I gave him a lane, or it's, you know, didn't mean to get into him, just unfortunate, it's racing, yada yada yada. No, Zilich actually, you know, owned up to it, which is surprising, especially a driver that young of an age.
See, though.
Right, because in a time, what's going on, Tristan? In a time period where it seems respect on the racetrack is few and far between, it's good to see someone up and coming like that at 18 years old showing that respect.
Yeah, he broke the mold. You know, there's not much of that out there anymore.
No. What's going on, Patrick?
What's up, Patrick?
Show. So yeah, man, we're finally on Twitter. So hello, Twitter. Now you can watch over there. We're all verified and all that now.
It's called X, sir.
Oh, X, whatever. It's like the hardest habit to break.
It's okay. It'll always be the Bush series, dude.
You know, the previous racing podcast was the Loose Lugs that I used to do. Ryan, my co-host on that, would always call the Xfinity series the Bush series. He would never get it right. And like Sonoma, he would always call Infineon or Sears Point. And I'm like, yeah, bro, that changed like 10 years ago.
Sears Point.
Had Phil over at the house last night to watch Elimination Chamber.
Had a good time.
We shared or we didn't share a glass, but we each had a glass of some Traveler whiskey.
Good stuff.
Really good stuff. Really smooth.
Real smooth.
Really smooth. Patrick says here that he is watching the IndyCar opener, which is not far from us over in St. Pete. I did see that Haley Deegan is severely off the pace.
I wasn't lying to you last night. I told you.
Maybe it was not the right move to put her right up into Indy Lights right off the chute.
Nah.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't want to be that guy who just sits here and fucking hounds people, you know? But I just don't think this is
Teacup, be her spokesperson.
Dude, hey, if you get with Chris Stapleton, we'll promote it every week on here.
Ain't ashamed.
Some other news. Phil and I got some big stuff planned here in a couple weeks.
We're going to head to Homestead again, take in the Cup race.
We are heading back to Homestead. We'll be there. We're gonna have some special stuff, hopefully, for that too. We got some stuff in the works.
Bringing our buddy along with us.
Bringing old Victor with us.
I told Victor, I was like, listen, you got to be on your best behavior.
I don't want to offend him by saying it, but it's like, man, I just need to tell you, like, just right now, just so I can say that I said it, and it's not like I didn't go in not saying it, but yeah, be on your best behavior. Patrick, John Cena turning heel in his retirement, wanted him to turn heel at some point when Vince ran WWE, but beggars can't be choosers. Dude, that was fun last night.
Love it.
That was fun. I had the projector up in the backyard, had it on the screen inside. You can go anywhere to watch it. It was a good time, bro.
Weather was nice.
The weather was beautiful last night. And now we got some racing stuff, man. There you go, Phil. I'll let you say that one.
I won't go that far, dude. Haley Deegan, I'll give her a little bit of credit. Amber Balkan.
Won a
not a lot of talent, whole lot of tits.
Jesus.
I ain't as scared.
I ain't as scared. So when I was when I made the thumbnail for the race this week, and I don't know if you noticed it, I didn't realize the app I was using auto-corrected pre-race to pre-rage show. So this is the first ever Clean Air pre-rage show, because I'm sure we're gonna be pissed off by the end of the day anyway.
Oh shit, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, I didn't notice it either until like the last post I put up to like promote that we were going live today. And I'm like, son of a bitch, it says pre-rage show. Like I've already put it up everywhere. I can't take it all down now. Oh man.
It happens. You get that on the big jobs, you know?
Yeah, man. 17 episodes in. Deegan was the last car in the lead lap in that Indy NXT race, by the way. Is that still going? Is that?
I don't know.
I'm clicking on results right now just so I can see if that is still going. Deegan finished 14th.
Should I give her more credit last night? I said 9th.
Completed all the laps. And yeah. All right. Anyway. We got some Atlanta to talk about from last week.
Atlanta was kind of a snooze fest for me, in all honesty. I'm not gonna lie about it. Like, it wasn't terrible, but it holy came up in my ears and it was loud.
Yeah, your sound went away there for a second.
But it just didn't. I didn't get that feel like we had last year there. You know, it produced the closest finish in history. Like that race was boring.
Well, you were on track for having that again there towards the end, and I meant to bring.
It would have ended that way had they not thrown a stupid ass yellow.
I mean, we can. So the Truck Series race. How about the Speedy Dry being blown into all the drivers' side windows?
Did you see the video of Malcolm in the Middle singing Creed?
Yes, I did. Frankie Muniz singing Creed was pretty awesome. And then Kyle Busch goes on to win it, man. I mean, Truck Series, that's his series. They just rename it the Kyle Busch Series because dude dominates every time he's in it.
He's just so good. Like, it's not a challenge for him anymore. Like, he goes out there, he knows he's gonna win or be up front. I mean, right there in contention every time.
Right. So Truck Series, not so much controversy. There was a couple hiccups in there that I thought could be cleaned up, but other than that was fine. The Xfinity race, however, I don't understand what is in these drivers' mindsets when Austin Hill gets the lead in these races, that they don't try to block him, they don't try to get a run on him. I don't get it. Especially like listening to some of his spotter audio where he's like, I don't know if I can defend XYZ move, and they just don't even do it. Allgaier was clear by at least a full car length there on that final restart and never came up to block it. Like, I just don't understand. I don't know if, and I put this tweet out there, I don't know if Austin Hill is just that good at super speedways or if these other drivers just lose every thought in their head when it comes to trying to battle him for a win.
I still don't like him.
I mean, I've changed my allegiances for the season just because I know it's one season, but I still like Austin Hill. I just, man, someone's got to do something to put a challenge on this guy.
That's where he belongs, though.
What's up, Tony?
I don't see him.
I think if Brexton comes up, Tristan, you'll see Kyle go down to trucks probably full time.
I don't see it.
I see, because how old is Brexton right now?
13, 12, 11. I don't know. He's somewhere.
Yeah, I just don't know.
I just don't see him. Like, once Brexton gets into being able to be here, I don't see him doing anything. I see him giving up and focusing on that.
I could see him getting towards the end of his career when Brexton's finally able to run like a full season of truck, to where Kyle would go down and run that with him.
Yeah.
I can see that. I don't see it right now. I don't see it in the next 5 or 6 years. Maybe that would happen.
I don't know, because I don't see his cup years lasting much longer. In all honesty, he's not having fun anymore. He's not. I mean,
as much as I hate to say it, I just don't think the team is there for him.
Oh, I agree 100%. I think if you put him somewhere else, he'd be right there, but they can't have consistency.
No, there's just not enough consistency, like you said, with RCR for him to be any sort of competitive. Although the last couple of weeks, it seems like he's been getting better. It's hard to judge that on super speedways for where your team is. And even today is going to be a little bit tougher because, again, road courses are kind of a crapshoot too. I think next week, where are they at next week? Is it Phoenix next week?
I believe so.
It's Phoenix next week. That's where you'll really get an idea of where RCR stands and where a couple of these other teams stand.
Yeah, Phoenix. I mean, you've got Phoenix, Vegas, Homestead, Martinsville, Darlington, Bristol.
That's where you'll really get an idea of like who's going to be the top dogs this year.
So that's your good stretch of like different variations of track right there.
Right. Moving back over to Xfinity, I think Dale said it best, put the dumb SOB in the wall, talking about Austin Hill. I mean, it's coming to that. You've got to kind of take chances when you're at a super speedway with Austin Hill. You got to throw that block that you wouldn't necessarily throw in a normal instance, or if it's a different driver up there. You got to take chances. Otherwise, this guy's just going to keep on rolling to these Xfinity wins at super speedways.
Yeah, and it's not like he's got help. I mean, he's doing everything on his own. Like, it's not like Jesse Love was pushing him around everywhere he was freaking going. Like, I don't think I saw them together much.
I don't know, man. It seems like Jesse Love is the number 2 when it comes to super speedways. If like Austin Hill's out of contention, it seems like Jesse Love's up there.
As long as something doesn't happen to him, 100%.
That RCR Speedway program for the Xfinity Series is just dialed in right now. I mean, it can't get any better.
No, they should take that and put it into their cup deal, and they'd be all set. Or get rid of the driver that they have in the 3 car and put somebody worth the fuck.
Right. And then the Cup Series, the Cup Series race happened, and Penske is just really good. at the super speedways right now. And what's odd to me is that they just don't have the finishes to show it. They're always taken out in some sort of incident or wreck or penalty, things like that. Joey at Daytona with the whole motor thing. I know he rebounded back, but then he got into an incident. Cindric on the last lap. Blaney last week getting turned by Hocevar while in the lead. And we're going to talk a little bit about Hocevar too, because he had a long line of drivers waiting for him after the race last week.
I don't understand why.
I
as a driver, I understand why, but as a race fan, he's there to do one job, and he's trying to do it. Like at the end of the race, like everybody said, at the end of the race, dude, I have no friends. I'm going for the win. It don't matter.
He posted a shirt on X. See, we got it right there. Posted a shirt on X that said something like, I'm here to join your boy band or something like that.
Yeah.
And I want that so bad. He deleted the post, and I want that so bad because he said it best, man. I'm here to win. I don't care about making friends on the track. I am here to win. And it reminds me a lot of Ross Chastain pre-Darlington a couple years ago, where he just had that edge where he's going to put that car where it may not always fit. He's going to make moves that you wouldn't normally see people make because he's trying to get to the front. He's trying to win. That's purely a racer right there. And running for a team like Spire that is, kind of that middle tier race team.
What did I tell you before Daytona?
You got to scratch and claw.
What did I tell you before Daytona?
You said they're going to be a dangerous team this year.
That's going to be a dangerous team. If they can get their shit together with Rodney over there, those cars are going to fly. And I think Justin Haley and him both have been, even McDowell has been up front most of the races. We had plate races. I think McDowell's running decent this week at the road course too. But it's one of those things that Ross, like you said, Ross did it back in the day. You're not there to make friends, dude. You're there to win a race. And if you do that, the guy's never won. He's going for the biggest race of his life, basically. Cut him some slack.
100%. And the Kyle Busch incident, fine. You didn't like him cutting you off, whatever. Kyle's a hothead when it comes to Sundays. Always has been. The incident with Blaney, I understand Blaney's frustration. I lead all that to a lot of inexperience at this type of racing. Just because Carson never really had an Xfinity career. He was Truck Series, and then it almost seemed like he made that immediate jump to Cup. The cars push different. They draft different. Yeah, you can't be sliding back and forth across a guy's bumper. That's inexperience that comes with time. However, 5 to go, it's balls to the wall. You're going for it. And I will never, never fault a driver for doing what he has to do to win, unless it was Austin Dillon at Richmond. I had a problem with that. You don't right hook somebody to try to win. He was trying to make racing moves to win, and I will never fault a driver for that. It made me a bigger Carson Hocevar fan last week, especially with how he handled his interview after the race. It's someone who gets it. We don't have many left in the sport anymore who will tell you exactly what they're feeling, exactly what their feelings are, and that they don't give a shit. If you're upset, fine, whatever. I'm going to still race the way I race because that's what I need to do to win. Smokey, I agree. He did nothing wrong.
That's Brandon.
That's Brandon?
Yep.
And he qualified for today as well. Absolutely. They have found something, at least in that 77, to make it competitive. Patrick, Carson did what he had to do to try and win, even if he ruffled a few feathers. Absolutely. Jury's still out for me on Taylor Gray and Xfinity.
I do give him credit, though. He has impressed me, but I don't know. I'm on the fence too. I think he's got a lot of talent, but I think he's got a lot to learn still.
Yeah, again, it's tough. You're judging it off of 3 crapshoot races so far. And we'll get into the COTA stuff here in a second. The other thing that I thought was big as far as Atlanta went, NASCAR consistency again has just been brutal. I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant here, a little bit of a tirade, so we can justify the pre-rage show thumbnail. They said after the Xfinity race on Saturday, where there was a wreck at the end and cars were flying through, that they didn't throw the caution then, but they probably would on Sunday if a similar instance happens. Fine, well and good. At the end of the race Sunday, there was a wreck on the backstretch. Personally, I don't believe it would have been an issue if they threw the caution or not.
Thanks.
However, they did. There needs to be a set in stone rule in place. Either if you pass this line on the last lap, it's an official race and next flag ends it no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
They either run to the scheduled distance, or you say if a car wrecks in this quadrant of the track versus this quadrant of the track, we're keeping the flag in the stand and it's going to be a race to the checkered. You've got to have some sort of consistency with this. You can't just throw it whenever you want to. I go back to being in Daytona for the 500. Before a restart, the cameras on the infield, the jumbotrons on the infield pointed to a spot in turn one right at pit exit or just beyond pit exit on the apron, a piece of debris that came off a car. They restarted the race, ran like 15 to 20 laps, and then threw a caution for a piece of debris on the track. It was the same piece of debris that was there before the restart prior. So if it was fine for 15 to 20 laps, it should be fine now. You can't manufacture these things like this. And I don't know if it would have changed anything last Sunday. I think Bell probably had the run on the outside that would have taken him to the line anyway.
I think Hocevar would have gotten it.
Hocevar was coming, but then again, you put Kyle Larson on the bottom, you're probably ending up big junk across the line anyway. So.
See, for me, like back in the day, the overtime line, I was never a fan.
But they didn't do it right. They didn't do it right then.
No, they didn't do it. But say at super speedways, say at mile and a half, you make that, other than Talladega, make it pit entrance. Then if they're wrecking beyond that, it's every man for himself.
The way they used to do it, though, was if they made it to a certain spot on the backstretch on the 2 to go, the restart, the next flag ended it, whether it be the caution, the checkered, whatever. They need to move that forward a lap or back, forward a lap to where it's on the final lap. If they wreck before this line and we throw a caution, we re-rack them and do it again. Or if they pass that line, we're going to let them race to the checkered. That would be the most simple to me. You can get safety vehicles out there. Phil, you're a racer. What happens the minute you hit that line as the checkered flag's waving?
Slow down.
You're already slowing down. I understand if the track's blocked, you got to throw the caution. It's in turn 1 or 2. But you avoid all that if you throw the caution before they get to that line and re-rack it again. Or you say the race is over.
These guys have spotters.
100%. Well, does Chris
Wright? Some of them suck. How about Cole Custer?
True. Or that guy from Arca who thought the race was still going on the cool down lap.
But like, there's plenty of time. Like if they race to the line, even if they're wrecked in one, I understand you're all trying to slow down, but shit, that's a big area from the start finish line into turn 1.
Right.
I mean, if it's a serious wreck, somebody flip it or something, I understand then. But if it's just a basic super speedway wreck, let it go. Your
regular run of the mill wreck. Just let it be. There needs to be a distinctive, clear cut, hey, this is our procedure for this. And it'll be concrete this way every time, 100% of the time. But they just don't have that. And it's continuous. It's year in, it's year out.
Back 18 years, bro. 18 years, 2007 Daytona 500.
Yeah, they didn't throw it then. Well, I mean, they threw it as they were coming to the line.
Right. But they've been doing the same thing forever, and I mean, as a race fan that's been here for a while, I don't see it changing. Like, they're going to keep screwing this up no matter what they do.
But by saying that, you're not settling for them not changing it. You want
No,
change,
not at all. Not at all.
but
I
you've just
want
come to the
change.
realization that nothing's going to change out of this.
Right.
And I have that same agreement with you on that. It would make everything so much more simple. There would be so much less controversy if you had a clear cut, this is how it is. And I'm just tired of the constant shooting themselves in the foot and it not being consistent and everything like that. They've thrown cautions, Phil, for a solo car spin when the car keeps going on the last lap that ends the race. That is not, there is no need to be throwing a caution in that situation. If the guy's in the middle of the groove and it was like the fourth place driver that's wrecking, and you got all these cars off in the back, like I'm saying, like if this was a mile and a half,
Yeah.
where you've got guys still exiting turn 2 and there's a crash going into turn 4, throw it. I understand that. You don't want guys just barreling into there, I understand that. It's just not consistent enough for me, and it needs to start being consistent.
Like, the other thing for me is like yellows in general. So like, you see guys make very little contact with the wall and they'll throw a yellow.
Right.
And then you'll have a guy like KO the wall and drive all the way back to pit road with no yellow.
It's not consistent enough, man.
No,
It's
and
just not.
That's my biggest bitch in all actuality, is just the consistency.
Right. The consistency is a problem. I also have a problem, and I went off on this a little bit on X after the race. I'm watching media reporters, NASCAR motorsport media reporters sit there after Daytona saying they don't know how they don't throw the caution there, or they're glad they didn't throw the caution at the end of the 500, yada, yada, yada. To the Xfinity race where they said, well, I don't understand how they threw a caution. To then going to Sunday where you're like, well, why'd they throw the caution here? They didn't have to throw the caution. You can't bitch one week about one thing, bitch the next week about the opposite thing, and then bitch the next day about everything. You're not helping the issue that we have at hand, where they are not consistent enough.
Nope.
Your tweets, because you are the media outlet putting this stuff out, is what influences NASCAR in these decisions. Shut up. Just shut up. Let it be. And it was just all weekend, man. I'm just getting tired of it. Just the constant bitching. I'm seeing people complain about paying prices for streaming services to watch in-car cameras and hearing the scanner. Like, quit bitching. Either do it or don't. Not everybody needs to know about it. And it's like, it's the old saying, this isn't an airport. No need to announce your departure.
Paddle your own canoe is a good one that I can think of. Worry about yourself. Like, I understand. Like, I get people's frustration, but like, dude, come on.
And I agree with Patrick here. I'm going to play one devil's advocate here. CW does not post the Xfinity races like as an actual broadcast on their app. YouTube TV in certain areas don't have a local CW channel. I'm lucky enough that in my area we've got one. Phil, I'm pretty sure you've got it in your area. And yes, your normal cable companies probably would have it, but for someone who went to like a full streaming basis, they're not every location has a CW channel. And that's kind of a problem. And that leads into the point where I've been saying for the last couple of years, NASCAR needs to start providing their own streaming service. Do what the WWE did. Do what UFC did.
They're working towards it. They did just start that
Tubi channel. They did just start that. And I watch that pretty regularly, actually, because Tubi's free. And so that channel's free. So I sit there and I watch that a lot. I just don't get why they haven't tried to go to a way where they have just their own streaming service. You pay a set fee. You get every race. You get all the content with it. They would make money hand over fist if they did that. I would I would pay $20-$30 a month to sit there and be able to have the access to every in-car camera, every scanner, every race broadcast as it's happening.
Yep.
Classic races, race replays, old show replays. You know how much I'd love to go back and watch those old NASCAR Driver 360 shows? Those were so entertaining. You know, there's so much content that they could be putting up on a streaming platform, and they would make money hand over fist.
But they don't see it.
I don't know how. But again, it goes back to, I guess, the consistency thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're just kind of set in these ways, and this is how it's going to be, and what we say goes, you know. I got DirecTV show. It has the CW, and I download the app on my Kindle for qualifying. Yeah. And I get it. It can be kind of a bitch to remember, like, oh, shit, I got to watch practice and qualifying on Prime because they don't air it on TV anymore. I can understand that. But if you plan on watching every race anyway, you're going to have to download Prime and subscribe to Prime at some point if you want to watch that stretch of 3 races where they're on Prime. Why not just do it now?
So,
I did see this, Patrick.
yeah.
I did see people bitching about the language on Max. Solution: don't watch the in-car. Watch it on mute and have the race broadcast on.
They're just good Christian boys.
I mean, this, yeah, Tate,
Oh.
that's spot on. This
Oh,
isn't
shit.
an
Don't
IndyCar.
worry, Tate. The IndyCar race, they made it one corner.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, I got it on my other monitor.
Did they make it one corner, then it was big junk?
One corner, and somebody got turned in front of the whole field.
But yeah, man, I kind of like where we're going here today, because we're talking about things we want to see happen, and I think that would be just such a it'd be such a good thing for the market. They stepped on it already. Apparently, Tate, they did step on it already.
Yeah, willpower.
Tate, I'm still waiting for a response from you on what I asked you yesterday of. There it is. See, like, the minute I say it, I appreciate you, Tate.
But no,
yeah,
so
man.
let's get into a little bit of yesterday's Xfinity. Talk a little deeper into that.
Let's go on it.
Dude, Zilich.
Zilich is a freaking monster at road courses.
But I saw up top, scroll up in the comments, there was somebody talking on there. I think it was Tristan.
This one?
Yes. No, it's Patrick. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that dude. I said to AJ before the season started, once he gets the hang of these cars, this kid's going to be one to watch, especially in a junior motorsports car.
Carson Kvapil and Connor Zilich yesterday put out an absolute display of 2 team cars with 2 young guys in it, just absolutely wheeling those things. Junior's got to be happier than you know what, because that future is bright there. That future is bright. I loved watching that. Unfortunate, Kvapil had a tire issue. It probably came from when he doored the shit out of Zilich. He probably did it to himself. But even then, Zilich running the last 20 laps with a tire rub and still brought it all the way home to win the race. And he was pulling away from Byron there for a second. I know Byron closed it, probably so Zilich could limp the car back around to win the race, manage the gap. I was just really impressed.
That new layout set up a lot of areas for passing, but it also set up a lot of areas for shit show.
There was a lot of entertainment yesterday. One more thing I just want to say on the Zilich part. First caution of the race happens right towards the end of stage 1. He comes to pit road. The lights are on. Everyone on his team told him to come in and pit because they thought he beat the lights in. He didn't. He had to restart at the very tail end of the field and still drove his ass all the way back to the front and still won the race. That was just impressive. A great driving display yesterday from Zilich.
Yeah, I was impressed. And then to go out and qualify 11th in his debut for the Cup Series today.
Yep. Yeah, I think he's going to be a force today too. It's a driver I'm definitely going to keep my eye out on today.
I got him in my picks.
Sam had a pretty good showing as well.
He's driving for that other team.
Do you want to talk about the Sheldon Creed Jesse Love incident?
Absolutely.
Sheldon Creed and Jesse Love had a little bit of a run-in that spilled over to Twitter yesterday. I will see if I can pull that back up if Sheldon didn't block me already.
That's me with Natalie Decker. Natalie Decker has me like I can't comment on any of her social media stuff.
So Sheldon Creed finished 12th yesterday. Him and Jesse Love were going at it. Creed shoved him off the track into the dirt, whatever. Creed came back on the track. Hey, by the way, half these cars yesterday looked like they went through a Bristol race.
That's what I was saying, dude. AJ Allmendinger, the left side of his car, the right front, like everything was destroyed, and it was like lap 12. And they're like, I was watching the highlights when I got home from your house last night, and it was like, this car looks like it's gone through like 400 miles at Bristol already.
So Creed quote tweets the video and puts up, "You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes at Jesse Love Jr. 1" with like a laughing face. To which Jesse Love responded with, "Scoreboard, buddy." And I agree with Jesse here. You can't sit here and shit talk when you still finish behind the guy that you were trying to wreck. And my other thing here, Jesse Love has outperformed Sheldon Creed in his own equipment for the last year and 3 races. I understand Creed's probably been at the front more, but more opportunities to win. Fantastic. He was in Joe Gibbs Racing equipment that is always battling for the win. How many times do RCR cars battle for the win at non-super speedway or short tracks? It's very rare. It's far and few between. But Jesse Love showed a lot of promise last year at the bigger tracks. And for Creed to sit there and say that when the guy's already got 2 wins in his own equipment, his previous equipment, to sit there and try to stir a pot there, I don't get it. It's a bad look. You should have kept the phone in your pocket, Sheldon.
And I'm not going to tell you I'm a Sheldon Creed fan, because I'm not. But I want to see him get that freaking win, dude. Like, he's been right there so many times. Like, give it to him, you know? But like that thing yesterday, we were talking about it last night. Like, same. I feel the same way as you are. Don't talk shit unless you can back it up. Like, if it was you finishing 6th and him 12th, cool. But the other way around, how? Like, how are you going to do that?
Right. I don't know. I just thought it was a bad look. It was just a bad look. And then we did not. Apparently, Chris Wright and Josh Bilicki had another run-in yesterday, and I guess this is now the 3rd race in a row this season that the two have had a run-in. As you remember, the Chris Wright pit road thing in Daytona, I guess they had an incident last week in Atlanta, and now this week they had another run-in, to which Chris Wright is trying to play not devil's advocate, but trying to defend himself, saying he did nothing wrong, and he didn't even know the incident that happened. Like, I don't know if you saw that tweet, and I'm trying to go back and find the thread, and I can't find it anymore, but he was like, something like, "Oh, you know, you kind of turned yourself, yada, yada, yada." And Josh Bilicki's like, "Dude, you were already spinning in front of me because you didn't know there was a car on your outside. And as you were spinning, you tagged me. What did you want me to do?" I mean, I think Sheldon Creed does get that win, but just because I'm anti-Creed, I will always be reminding people that he hasn't won yet.
So
I'm a big anti-Creed guy. So
Chris Wright tweeted yesterday, "Getting blamed for something that there's not even video of, literally got loose, and next thing you know, I'm getting cleaned out." And then everybody like comments, "You're in charge of your own destiny. Based on the way you blame shifted at Daytona, it makes it hard for anyone to believe you. Retire, bro. You're fucking ass."
I think it was, I might butcher this name, but I think it was Daniel Crete put on Twitter that during practice that Chris Wright has stopped, and I commented back, "See, finally found the brake pedal." Oh man, Xfinity Series is just full of drama this year. Drama everywhere.
It's full of drama, but I think the racing's going to be awesome based off the group of regulars that are in the Xfinity Series this year.
Oh, racing's always good in the Xfinity Series, man. It's always been, to me, night and day better than the Cup side of things.
Mm-hmm.
So now we go to today, man.
Those are the Cup cars we should be in.
Yeah. Yeah, and just know that that body change probably will be happening sooner rather than later to where they look like the next gen cars. It's going to happen here soon. I hope it doesn't, but I know where we're probably heading. Going into today, Phil. COTA.
COTA.
You got the starting lineup in front of you?
I do, sir.
Well, why don't you go ahead and give her an old rundown?
Oh, Runsky.
A little.
So we got Reddick and Bubba on the front row, Chase Elliott and Hocevar, Suarez and SVG, Larson, Bush, Chastain and Gilliland rounding out the top 10. Denny. Oh, Zilich qualified 14th. Sorry, not 11th. My bad. Denny, Allmendinger 12th, Ty Gibbs, Zilich, Byron, McDowell, Gregson, Briscoe, Bell, Zane Smith 20th, Bowman, way back there, huh? With Joey.
Not surprised.
Yeah, Stenhouse, Busher, Blaney, Keselowski, Austin Dillon, Prix, Justin Haley, Cole Custer, Herbst, on the complete opposite spectrum as his teammates on this one. Had a good run yesterday, though. Eric Jones, John Hunter Nemechek, Ty Dillon, Josh Berry, and Austin Cindric with America's driver rounding out the field. Cody Ware.
Don't even start.
It's America's driver.
Oh man.
You seen hold on. Have you seen pictures of his brother?
Who, Carson Ware?
Yes.
No.
Google him real quick. Is he the one he's the one that's running for Mike Harmon, right?
I'm sorry.
That's a hell of a combo.
Hang on. We were going through this last night with referees. Damn. Is that Post Malone?
That's what I'm saying. Me and Brandon were talking about it the other day. So
Jeez.
Brandon's comment, post Ware.
Post Ware. Oh, dude, I was laughing, and I'll see if I can bring this up here. I guess Junior put up a tweet earlier that when he was saying he signed a box of Panini cards, he would sometimes like draw on his teammates or something before he signed it. And Landon Castle puts up, I wrote Epstein didn't kill himself on one, and it got pulled by someone on Instagram Live, and someone has a picture of it.
Nah.
Yes. I'm going to pull it up here. That is awesome.
That's great.
Oh, that's funny, man.
How about that new Upper Deck sponsorship? Speaking of
for
cards.
2311, man.
Did you see the car yesterday that
I did.
Heim was in? I like it.
I did, yeah. I saw it when Zilich door shotted him off the track.
Barely touched him.
Barely touched him. Oh, man. You want to go over some fantasy stuff here? I'll give an update on the fantasy standings.
Yeah.
Let's go into league. We have one Blue Weston in first with 342 points. Kyle Larson's iRacing account with 326. Ruggs Motorsports at 320. We have some awful people in here. Dale's Mustache with 318. Junior's Wild Bandits with 313. Ryan Shrek 12, 297. Myself, NASCAR's Consistency with 299. Amanda Love 288. King J Hip Racing 3, 280. Mr. Excitement, Old Phil 277. Door Bumper Not Clear 251. That's Brandon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Josh's Berries 241. Priscilla 226. Tate with 225. Cole the Bull 24, 222. Victor in 17th with 200. Casual Chaos at 199 and Jack Hammer at 234. Damn, we had 19 entries in this thing?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
How is
So-
Jackhammer at 234 but not ranked?
I don't know. That's curious to me. Unless, yeah, I don't know.
I
don't know. We'll
mean,
have to find out about
there
that.
is nobody in 13th if you look, which is
So
where he would be.
13th. No, even when I refresh it, it doesn't pop it up. I don't know. I don't know what that's all about.
We'll have to look into that.
I'll go through my entry today if you want to go through yours. Today I've taken Tyler Reddick, SVG, Larson, Elliott, Byron, and Zilich. And I went Reddick, Gibbs, Elliott, and SVG for my, this or that pick.
I went with Zilich, Reddick, Hocevar, SVG, and Allmendinger. And then in my garage, I've got Ross.
Nice.
And then I went with Reddick, Gibbs, Dinger, and SVG in my this or that.
Expert advice. I might need it. I'm in last. Patrick's picking Reddick to win today. Let's go into picks then, Phil.
Oh,
I won last week, though. I get to go first, don't I?
yep.
I will take SVG for the win today. My sleeper, I'm going with Zilich.
I'm going to go
Go ahead.
with AJ Allmendinger for the win today. And my sleeper will be Zilich.
So we're both going Zilich sleepers. Okay, why? I'm trying to, so I can type this all in here. For some reason, my iPad doesn't want to recognize my fingerprint.
Brandon said that his is Blaney, Hamlin, Bush, SVG, and Chastain. It's his roster for today.
Blaney, Hamlin, Bush, SVG, Chastain. I don't hate it. And the Bush one I question, but yeah, again, you just don't know.
Have you repeated any drivers since the beginning of the season?
I did last week. I think I repeated 2 or 3, but it's all people I just use for super speedways.
Yeah, pretty much same. I have like everybody's new this week for me.
So that does it on the picks.
Big Junk of the Week award.
Big junk. Big junk award. Let me go through the standings, even though it's just a 3-way tie for first with 1. Let me go over to my Twitter page here. X page. It sounds weird to say it that way. X page. Let me go to my X page real quick. And profile. It's the only picture I didn't have ready to go. So we have Ty Gibbs from the Clash, Helio Castroneves from the Duels, and Ryan Prix at Daytona. Phil, who do you think should be big junk for Atlanta?
I'm going Ty Gibbs again.
I was going to go Ty Gibbs as well. So Ty Gibbs is your big junk award winner for Atlanta. He KO'd that wall.
Yeah.
He KO'd that wall, came in sideways all the way into pit road, proceeded to junk himself again before the second to last caution or the third to last caution. It was a rough day for Ty Gibbs. So Ty Gibbs now takes the outright points lead of the Big Junk Award with 2 for the Clash and Atlanta. Today will be interesting for some big junk because someone's going to hit one of those tire barriers and they're going to get an automatic bid for the Big Junk Award. You know what I'm talking about on that the left side of that corner? Someone is KO in that today.
Remember when Bubba did that?
Yes, and it launched the car up.
That was when they were first. That was the first trip to the Roval, wasn't it?
He's either first or second. Yeah, yeah. You got any fun facts with Phil today?
Shit, I don't know.
I'm just looking at the time. We've been live for 50 minutes now, and I'm trying to make it to an hour. Bush will junk Carson today. I think today is when Kyle Busch gets his payback with Carson. I'm not posting that one.
Who is?
That's Phil's fun fact today.
Oh. All right. No, I mean, I got nothing. I wasn't prepared.
I did not know that it popped up the other day, an old Dirty Mo post that I didn't know that after the Pocono wreck of Junior and City Park, that they actually fixed Junior's car and he went back out there. Budweiser was pissed at him because they had spray painted DMP, Dirty Mo Posse, on the left front fender. I did not know that even happened and that was a thing. So I found the picture of it. I'm like, God damn, there it is.
You got that up?
I could probably find it. Yeah.
Because I don't remember that.
Let's see if we can find it here. Yeah, I got the picture right here. It's gonna be a little blurry, but let's go to here, media assets, add overlay. There you go.
No shit.
I did not know that car was even fixed and put back out there. I thought that car was junk.
Same.
So Budweiser was not happy with that.
Wow.
So there's your fun fact with AJ for the day.
That's a good one. I was trying to find the page that I was looking for, but I don't see it anymore. It used to be right at the top of the thing right here. But it's not.
You know what I can bring up? We are now on Instagram. So all the stuff that we've been posting on Twitter and stuff like that, like the random questions for the day, which I'm really loving doing the keep 3 cut 3s on Friday. That's been pretty fun. You can now go on Instagram too and answer that. And it's the same username. It's at Clean Air Show. Go ahead and shoot us a follow on Instagram. Make sure you follow us on Twitter and like us on X and like us on Facebook too. Subscribe to us here on YouTube. We're trying to get this thing up and running, man. And a lot of people come in here and they'll watch us, but they forget to hit the subscribe button. And that would be huge if we can get everybody watching right now to subscribe to us on YouTube if you haven't already.
We're working on some cool shit.
We do have some cool stuff in the works. Let's just go up to here. This is probably the biggest step we've made right here so far as a brand. So be on the lookout for that type of stuff. It's going to be fun.
We'll be putting some shit together coming up. Just random thoughts thrown back together, back and forth. And then AJ was like, "Hey, we're idiots." And I was like, "Oh yeah, we'll let you in on that. Maybe next week we'll have."
If I can get some answers on it, we'll let you guys know. And actually, I'm going to talk to Phil about some of that stuff when we get off the air here. That's all I got for today, man. Kind of a quick shower. It felt quick. We didn't have too many lulls today.
No, we don't have truck racing back till the 14th, so they're off again this week.
I will say this, and I was thinking about it the other day. If there is ever something big or controversial that happens that like needs to be discussed right away, stay tuned for us. We might come on here and do like a live, like instant reaction to something, you know. I'm trying to think of like what that situation would be. I mean, we can go back to Richmond of last year. Like that would be a situation for that. But yeah, so not necessarily always just a pre-race show.
Also, if you guys aren't part of our Discord.
Oh, that's right. We do have a Discord.
Head over there and join that. AJ will post the link or I'll post the link at some point.
I'll do it right now.
I want to start doing some watch parties. We'll all get together and sit around and watch the race and BS or whatever. So
in the comments is the Discord for Facebook and YouTube. It won't pop up on Twitter. So just pop on over to our Facebook or YouTube pages and check the comments, and it'll have our Discord link in there.
Besides that, I got nothing. Look for us to put out some more of those random questions this week.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to see in here if I can leave everybody off on anything. But I got
pick 3, cut 3. Corey LaJoy.
Corey
Amber,
LaJoy, Cody
Amber
Ware,
Vulcan.
Vulcan, Sheldon Creed,
Austin Hill,
Joey Logano.
There ain't many more I could add to that list. That's it. That's most of my. Do not.
Oh, I know what we can end it with here today. We're gonna end it with this video, and then I'm gonna close it out. Y'all enjoy COTA. We'll see you next week.
See you, everybody.